What's up, nerds? Welcome to the Nerds Welcome channel, y'all. And to get things started, man, we figured we start this series off with something a little bit different, man. We've been loving the Marvel Rivals game ridiculously, as a lot of you have as well, too. Well, today I realized after watching a ton of freaking videos on just tips and tricks and beginner guides for Marvel Rivals, I realized there's nothing really out there for people who are truly beginners. And after having a conversation with a friend of mine and realizing how it was really tough to send her clips or videos for her to study, because they'd be saying things in terminology and phrases that she didn't understand, what's a DPS, right? So for me, I wanted to break it down. For a game that's this big, where we have millions of people jumping into it, you're bound to have some people, to be honest, that are just Marvel fans. Maybe some people that have never played an Overwatch game, a hero shooter. Maybe some people that have never even played a game at all. And that's why we want to do something different today, okay? So as we start our series off, our tip series, our tutorial series, our playthrough series, we're going to start it off from the very beginning. We're not going to assume you know everything, but we are going to assume that you want to learn how to play this game and grind up with us from the very beginning of what's what, from when you hit the start button, explaining the menu and the layout, to getting us all the way up to plat and higher. That's our goal here. So without further ado, nerds, let's jump right into it. So let's say you hit start, you just jumped onto the screen here. What is all of this stuff? All right. And preface this first video is probably going to be a little bit shorter. We'll make it into, we'll probably end up doing multiple part series like I was saying. So if anything, this one will just be the basic video. Let's just go over some of the layout stuff here, right? So we jump in here. What is all of this stuff, right? Nice little cute loadout, background, awesome. You have your cursor here going around. You'll notice at the top here, I'm playing on a controller, so it'll say left bumper and right bumper for me. For the Xbox controller, it might say L1, R1 if you're on a PlayStation controller, and it might just have arrows if you're on PC or MAK, mouse and keyboard. I'm not really sure. However, but let's just say you're jumping in here. At the top, start from left to right. The things that are yellow are the things that are highlighted that you have selected. As I press the bumpers up here, I can switch through. The home screen is gonna be where you have any new news, any new events that we're doing, and it shows you how far you've gotten and your challenges as well too, but we'll get to that. So from the home screen, if we go over to the right, we have the play. You can see now that the play tab is now highlighted yellow, which means we have this selected. Over here, if we press X, we can start looking for a match. If we press A over here, we can switch in between the different matches. We can go into what some of these matches mean, but just know for now, you'll probably either want to be in practice versus AI or quick match. If we go over the season as well too, this is going to show you and explain what some of your challenges are. Note, this is a completely free to play game. You do not need to buy or purchase anything. However, they do have things that you can purchase, like for their battle pass, and we can get into some of that stuff as well too. However, moving on, if we press RB again, we can swap over to the next tab. This will be our Heroes tab. Obviously, the tab you might spend a good amount of your time in when you're first jumping into this game, checking everybody out, especially as this new year begins. We just started season 1, so we're looking forward to getting maybe even 4 or 5 heroes coming out just within this first 3 months of the game, so we're looking forward to that. But as you dive in here, you'll notice there's a ton of different heroes. If I press the right trigger tab while still in the Heroes tab, so pulling over here to the sub tab, it'll also show you all the different team ups. So going to a random team up, something people might be more familiar with, we have the symbiote team up. So Venom, Spider-Man, and Penny. This team up allows Venom to give Spider-Man and Penny another ability, giving them a new symbiote ability. Pretty cool. A lot of different team ups. Strengthen a ton of heroes in here, but don't let that deter you from playing somebody that you actually like. Just play anybody. The team ups are bound to change every season, they said as well too, so don't get too cozy with any extra ability that you have or buff from somebody. That might change in the next couple months. Now, if we go over to the next tab too, this is the store. This is where you can purchase some pretty cool cosmetic items, things that may grow over time. They have costumes, items, and inventory. Just cool things to display. Now, if we go over the tab one more time as well too, you'll notice that Marvel Rivals is already jumping into a championship. They have tournaments going on all the time for PC and console. You can also create and join factions as well too. If you go into your gallery, it'll also show you some of the background art and material, like the comic book stuff, storyline, lore, all of that stuff that you've been unlocking as you go through. And you can also create different comic book images and titles based on matches you played. Up here, you have Lattice. This is currency that you can get from purchasing using your own money, and other ways too, via Battle Pass and things like that. You have units. This is used universally across their various stores and cosmetic items, so you can get them that way. You have the settings here to change things up. And let us know in the comments if you want basically a video explaining on some of the best setups to have as well too. Been testing some things around, so we can kind of let you guys know. And over here you have your friends tab, see who's on, see who you can add. And over here, that's your profile. This is where you can view your history, your statistics, see how you've been playing, see who you've been playing the most, how well you've been doing with them as well too, and so on and so forth, which is pretty freaking cool. We actually have some dope videos we're going to bring you guys in just a bit here as well too, like this one here where I went 62, 9, and 18 with Namor. Going to show you guys how to break down some Namor games, as well as just some positioning games, tips and tricks on ranked, and so on and so forth, especially as we move forward and, like I said, start from the ground floor up and get everybody at the same level when it comes to playing Marvel Rivals. Alright, so let's say now you got to that point, you jump right in. What are you going to be doing? Let's just say you just wanted to play. Cool. I recommend you going over here and you jumping into a practice versus AI match, or going over here and hitting up the practice range as well too. Within the practice range, you have the ability to check out a lot of different characters' abilities, see how much damage they do, the range, the travel time, the distance even. It gives you some ways to really check things out before you dive into a game. However, they also have these tutorials here that you can check out as well too by switching over here to the practice tab at the top. And again, remember, things that are yellow are the things that are highlighted, and those are the things that we are selecting. So right now we are in Rivalry. If I press the right bumper, we will be over in the practice. Now in practice, you can learn how to pretty much play everything the game currently has to offer in terms of game modes, shy of the new current Jeff Winter Splash Festival, which is its own mode where everybody plays the cute character Jeff, and it's kind of a Splatoon Tony Hawk Pro Skater paint mode where you basically have to paint the ground. But I recommend checking out some of this stuff too if you are new to hero shooters, if you are new to MOBAs, if you are new to games in general, or just new to Marvel Rivals as well too. But with that being said, guys, my name has been Fade. Welcome all nerds to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys being here. Told you again, this is going to be a really short video. I really just wanted to get everybody who's on the ground floor jumping in to really not be so overwhelmed when they're jumping in and just looking at this tab screen. Like I said, this was also just because I personally had an experience of trying to get someone to understand the concept of it because they really wanted to jump in the game and play with everybody else too. However, how would we get someone who's never played a game to jump into something like this and catch up to the level that we're at, or get to about where they're at to where they feel comfortable enough to play with all of us? So thank you for being a part of this journey. Stay tuned because we are going to have a lot more videos coming out, especially for those who feel like they're definitely above the beginner level. Don't worry, I feel you. I've been gaming my whole life. I'm above it too. But in order for us to have a better community, it'll be great for us all to be at the same level. So thank you for being here. Like and subscribe, and wait for part 2. See you soon. Fade out.